And that glow that I had that first day is a very distant memory. You get discontented when you start comparing yourself with other servants. That's when you've lost the servant's heart. And we see ultimately then she attacked her sister. Lord, will you get her to start doing something? This was just an outward show of what was going on in the inside. And now she wasn't just thinking like the master, she was actually taking on the role of the master. He's the King of Heaven. We've learned all about him. And she thinks she can give Jesus some advice on being a master. Like, as though he's missed it. Wow. I didn't realise Mary wasn't doing what I wanted her to do there. Thanks for the tip, Mum. So he's thinking, she starts to act like the master. Lord, will you get her into action? See how it's all changed? Once we start to compare ourselves with others. And how often have we had the actions of a servant? This holy glow when people look at us from a distance. And we are relentless in our service. And we could run through the list of all our actions in how busy we are serving the Lord. But inside, we look at others, we're proud, or we're jealous, we're angry, we're discontented, we see what they're doing or what they're not doing, and we start moaning and groaning about them as though God sort of missed this as well, and we need to remind him of it. And we're bitter inside. And we've lost the plot. You know, we act like some children. Well, I probably have my children perfect, obviously. But some children, you leave home and you give them responsibilities. And instead of focusing on their responsibility, they're looking to make sure everyone else is doing their responsibility. And if they're looking over and they're sitting down on the lounge when it's their job to clean up the lounge room, instead of worrying about their responsibility, didn't Dad say that you're meant to be cleaning up the lounge? You should be getting into that right now, and so on. Or if they don't think they're doing it good enough, do you call that clean? That's not clean. You can clean the lounge room a lot more than that. And so they start to think like parents and take on the role of a parent rather than thinking like a child. And what happens? Disputes. You come home to... Well, some would come home to... disputes. And you know, you walk into some churches, EAPFGC, local church families, and there's disputes, isn't there? And that's because one child of God has been given this responsibility, and what they're doing. Is that really the way that you're meant to be doing that? You shouldn't be doing it that way. There's a much better way of doing it. The Lord, and then we've got this church that's full of misery. We forget who we are, that we're the servants, not the master. And brethren, we need to be careful of that. Or one day, someone will be preaching a message like that and say, think of someone that you knew who used to really serve the Lord, but don't now. They're just a bitter, twisted mess, and they may just think of you. We need to have the mind of a servant as well as the